Is this my future? I just keep on fighting until the sorceress kills me and breaks through into our world? One last war mage against an entire world full of orcs and ogres. No thanks. I'll take what's behind door number 2.
And door number 2 it is. Hello viewers, this is Clockworks and welcome to map number 23 of Orcs Must Die, the Stairs of Doom. Now, as we're nearing the end of this game, the maps are getting much harder and longer. So you'll have to bear with the orc killing for just a little while longer. Now this is essentially going to be a 5-score guide showing you how to complete the level the very first time you unlock it, by only using the traps that are allowed. Now this level is probably one of the first few levels that I had to actually stop and take some time to think about my trap layout on. But in the end I end up going with a rather simple trap layout that just works quite well. I mean, nothing really gets past. I mean, I've seen videos where people like use paladins and, you know, just spam floor traps and whatnot, and personally I don't really like doing that. I'm more of a... I like to be able to build my traps so that the orcs cannot get past them. As you've noticed from like my previous video, for example, where I used it, like my barricade swinging mace trick is one of my favourites because I just like funneling them into just one pathway of doom, where nothing can get past, not even ogres. It's essentially what I'm going to do here as well. Now you noticed I took the roof pounder. What is it? I don't know. In my 8th slot, the roof pounder or whatever you want to call it. I can't remember the name at the moment. But yeah, I don't actually use that in this video, so I thought I might have room for it somewhere, but apparently I don't. One swinging mace is all it can manage. So just go ahead and pick something else. Anything you want, really. You do get the spore mushrooms unlocked for this map, but I don't generally use them, so it's up to you. It's your personal preference. I do note there are a lot of enemy types on this one. You've got to deal with fire ogres, frost ogres, suicide kobolds, and hunter gnolls. The only thing you need to worry about are the suicide kobolds, but as soon as you get the archers up, they're not really a problem. But for the meantime, you'll have to take care of them yourself by running down here and dropping the old firewall directly at the door, which is what I generally do anyway. Last thing you want are those little bastards screwing up your barricades. I hate having my barricades destroyed. Oh, speaking of barricades, this is the first map that you can't barricade off one path and force the orcs to take the other. Orcs that come out of the right door will go up the right path, ones that come up to the left will go up the left. It doesn't matter if you barricade off the right, they'll break through that barricade and just go straight on up. They will not divert to the left hand path. I can understand why the developers did this, because this map would be ridiculously easy if you could force them to just all take one pathway. Now you see this little ledge here? I didn't know it extended this far, so you'd think you'd be able to put archers there, right? All along that part as well, but take a look at what happens. I decided to try it out and try and put them all along the entire path, but look what happens here. What the fuck? Why does it spawn up there? I don't understand this little game bug they've added, but that makes no sense. You should be able to put archers along that ledge there. What is the point of the ledge if you can't put archers there? It doesn't really matter all that much. I mean, it's only an extra 2 that you'd be able to fit, or 3 if you're lucky. So, yeah, it would be nice to actually be able to put them there, and you can't, so it's just annoying. But 5 on each side is more than enough. Now the reason I'm putting down archers first up there instead of bolstering my barricade trap area is because I want them... The archers will now take care of any suicide kobolds that come out of the door first, because they generally always come out of the doors first. So now we're just going to deal with these suicide. Well, they are suicidal, but these hunters. I'm just going to deal with them. And you can probably hear in the background the little mistress whining and shouting at us. And I don't mean in real life; I meant in the game. She's complaining how we're not letting her back through the rift. Well, that's your mistake, you shouldn't have gone through it. Now we're going to start placing some... we're going to start placing some yawns everywhere. No, we're going to start placing some brimstone at the steps down here now. I'll stop any kobolds from getting in the way. The archers can take care of them, but it doesn't hurt to help. It doesn't hurt to have some brimstone. And I do know the grinders do actually hurt the ogres, just not a lot. Even with the upgrades. Damn moles, so annoying. I want that coin. It's so annoying when I watch other people's videos and they just ignore the coins. I'm like, pick up the damn coin, man! Who needs it? Even if they don't actually need it. I'm not really concerned about any standard orcs getting through there. It's pretty much impossible for them to get through. Put some brimstone. You don't need to put an extra barricade at the end. There's no point. Pretty much. There's just no point in putting a barricade there. It would be a waste of money. And we're just going to get the rest of the upgrades now. We're pretty much set at this point. Nothing's going to get through anyway. Kaboom. No suicide kobolds. I say no to you. I might as well place an extra grinder. No standard orcs are even going to get past the second level grinder anyway, so it might seem rather pointless to you guys, but maybe an ogre would get there. And there's some invisible fucking thing here which is stopping me from placing it. I don't quite understand. Another game bug the developers have missed out. Maybe the floor there is maybe the floor on that certain spot is bugged out. You place a random fireball there which only hits one orc. I'm not too sure, but I'm pretty sure most of my tactics here would work on Nightmare as well. I mean, I can't really imagine anything else getting through that kind of trap setup. Unless they just throw mass amounts of ogres at you. I'll see when I actually get to Nightmare. I have yet to actually play on that mode. And we'll place a grinder there just for the sake of it. If I had the... In hindsight, if I got rid of the wall pounder or whatever it's called, the wall crusher, I would have taken probably the arrow walls, for example. That way I could just spam the walls with arrow walls down below. And there's more Gnoll hunters who insist on trying to get to us. And yes, we still have 4 logs available. Yeah, it's ironic. With the builds that I usually have here, I don't even need the environmental objects such as the logs. I think I used 2 of them, just because I don't want to have to deal with the ogres. It's not like they'll get through my traps anyway, but it would be nice to... It is nice to just sometimes just use the insta-kill objects and take out the ogres. We're going to get these 2. I'm not really sure if they're helpful at all. I don't know if they affect the swinging mace or the grinder. It would be nice to know if, you know, in like the description of the traps, if it was a piercing or a cutting or whatever, so we know that the wall grinders affect certain things. I was going to place some tar down there, but to be perfectly honest, I don't want to slow down the orcs. I just want them to funnel straight into my grinders and swinging mace as quickly as possible, so we don't actually need to put tar down there. Oh look, all of those guys. As you can see, the archers just stop them from getting anywhere at all. I'll just place these little things up here since we can. Ooh, a coin. Take that. I believe this is the point where I use 2 of the... Yeah, look, we have 2 fire ogres coming from each doorway, so I figured, fuck it, I'm not dealing with them. We'll just use these. And I'm so glad they designed it so the rolling logs just go through everything. That'd be such annoying if they didn't trigger properly. Good old archers. So useful. As you noticed, I do like a bit of synchronicity. Look at those archers doing work. Now one of those kobolds has even gotten up here. Oh, that dude did. Props to him, one of them got up. That's about as far as he's going to get. Now, I'm not really sure what this Null Hunter was doing on the left here. He just seemed to be stuck. So, you know, I don't really mind. Feel free to stay there and get shot for all I care. Now, this is the last wave, and I could have used the last two wall, what are they called? Those spiked logs, but, you know what, I don't even need to. Take a look at the left here. The ogres don't even get past my standard traps. Easy win, easy 5 skulls. That's how you do it, viewers. That is how you do it. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed. This is Clockworks, and, well, I believe it's the finale next, so hopefully I will see you there.